Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of what we basically should be calling self-inflicted torture, because this is Space Engineers in the most hardcore mode I can manage. We've basically got no jetpacks, we've got no third-person view, we have permadeath turned on, no auto heal, weather's on, so we have lightning, we're on Pertam right now, and most importantly, if you look in the top left-hand corner of the screen, we have food, drink, and stamina. Now this episode we're going to be looking at connecting up the tops of this frame. So yeah, this whole building needs sort of boxing up because we've only got these two arches going on here, so we've got the long runs to do across there to sort out now. We also want to start doing some kind of conveyor piping in here so we can start placing like turrets around. Also, you know, get the hangar bay piped in properly so that when we park our pod, it'll actually deposit. And then if we have time, we can start work on a new craft. If not, we'll do that next time. It's going to be nighttime for the majority of this episode, if not all of it. We do have a 2-hour day and night cycle. I'm not sure where we are on the planet, so I haven't quite worked out yet how long the night and day cycle is. So I guess we could probably time it, find out, but you know, who could be bothered? So first thing I'm going to do, I need to get some steel plate built up. We may need to do some mining for this. Actually, before we start filling in the whole frame, we'll do the outside edges, but before we actually start building another craft, we're going to need to start building a mining rig over here, because we did promise that. And it'll stop having to make these little trips. So at the moment, the one thing that's holding us back consistently is resources. Right, how are we doing on steel plate? We've only done 2 mining runs, so I'm not expecting a lot out of it. And actually, the one thing we did forget to do, where's our refinery? We can get nothing done if we don't put our actual stone at the beginning of the refinery. At least until this cobalt's done. I believe we've got more cobalt still in the pod as well. Right, let's get a few more runs of stone so we've got something to get started with, and then I will come back to you when we've topped up a little bit. Okay, so there we go. We've mined out a bunch more stone, so we've got a little bit of a buffer now. We need to take out the steel plates that we just gained. I'm going to let the cobalt run its way down while we use these steel plates and this iron here. We'll just leave this buffer of stone to sort of sit behind. Oh, there's another 3k there. Yeah, this should work its way down bit by bit. So let's take our 50 steel plates and let's see if we can get these bits joined up. Well, that's a bit annoying. We're definitely going to have to place a block in. Oh, it won't let me place a block on there. Oh, I know why. There we go. We'll just do that. Kind of get a bit cheaty. Right, so the first thing I need to do is place a block. Let's just do this little method because the other one didn't work. So place a block there. I mean, doing this sort of by hand is fine. You know, it's only really when you have to start welding it up and detailing the area that we really have to start thinking about having some kind of a lifter or a tool just for like sustainability, reliability. But I'm also going to have to consider how do we get resources up with it. So whatever it's going to be, it's either going to have to be able to sort of connect to certain connection points around the base, or it's going to have its own cargo. Having its own cargo kind of limits flight, especially in Pertam. So I'm kind of like, although flight would be the easiest possible way to do this, it's not necessarily the best. Okay, that's one side done. Let's set to work on the other side. And it's just this case of doing the same again. I'm not keeping this line in because what I might actually do is sort of like run it as like a rim around the edge and then have the ceiling indented a bit further in. Just so that then anything I place directly on the ceiling, like solar panels and such, are not going to slow the turbines down. Okay, let's get the rest of the way there. Once I've done this, I can actually place the middle turbines up. Then we can have like extra power. Okay. Those red markers are making me nervous, but they are quite far away. And we haven't seen any cargo ships yet. But I think that's just because our tech level's a bit low. Whoa! No. Oof. That made my heart sink. I'm gonna have to keep the corner ones just so it's passable. Right. Now I need... Oh, we're gonna have to build these up a bit. At least some of the way. Just so we've got a good indication of where... Yeah, I can only do one side of that. Oh well. Right, so now we can put these back for the minute. And I'm going to need the parts for 2 wind turbines. Large grid blocks. And that better not be a thunderstorm. Let's check the weather. Somebody did mention I should set up a screen in here, but I've already got one. It's a dust storm. This one's fine. Right, so let's put some wind turbines on my bar. Hopefully I've got enough room for 2 in here. Yeah, should have. Okay, so now what we need... That is so risky. This block. So it should be 8 in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then that. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, so our power production is increasing by 50%. Gotta be this one. Right. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. Okay. Now we have plenty of power. We had a fair bit of power before, but You know what? Never have too much. Right, so now we've done that, and we now have most of our outer frame sorted. And the next thing we need to do, because we can't weld all of this up and weld up walls and things without having significant amounts of resource, so we're going to have to build a rig out here to produce stone and ice and transport it over to here. So it'll come in through there. So I think what we can do is we can place... Let's see, is a T-junction going to be useful? I think actually this is one of those occasions where a T-junction may be very useful. Actually no, it wouldn't. Or would it? I don't think it would. Let's put some stuff to production and then we'll get on with building this. So we're going to pipeline out. I'm using that because that is exactly in line with this wall, so that's going to be kind of like the interface between the wall and the rest of it. So then from here we're going to use normal piping. I say normal piping, it's not normal, it's bonkers piping, but hey. We're going to need a bunch of it. So in the industrial assembler I am going to go pipe, large grid. We're going to need at least 1, 2. To start we're going to need at least 2 of them. And we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 10 of those at least. And that's just to get us started with this. So let's find our curved. Okay. Right. That brings us down. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this like literally straight out here, next to here, and build a big circular sort of drill thing. That's a very good description. Circular sort of drill thing. What am I doing? Pressing all the wrong buttons. Okay, here we go. So we're going to have to bring this down to ground level and bring it along the ground. It's going to sort of stick up a little bit, but I think we should be fine. Right, so let's get equivalent of a couple of these in. So one of those. Curved pipe. And then go back to straight again. I think, oh yeah, we'll go with a flat. Let's do that. I like these flanged edges, they look kind of cool. Now I need straights. Five, 6, 7. Let's go. Yeah, about there is fine. Actually, no, let's take one off. Take 2 off. We only need to clear the base a little bit. Right, so 1, 2, 3. Yep, they're all in now. 6, 7. Appears the weather stopped, but O2 still reads us. But it still means it's cold, so... Right. Let's see what's in production still. Yeah, there's still a bunch of stuff being made. Okay, so that brings our pipeline. This is very similar to what we did at the beginning of our last season, with the exception of it's attached to a more formal kind of base rather than just sort of hanging out the side of a bunch of objects. This one also isn't going to be the kind of just straight, like, all the way up high type thing, because we trying to build that high is going to be very difficult. So at first it's going to be quite a slimline, small thing, and the idea is just to take off a chunk at the top, maybe go down 10 meters. That should be enough to get us quite a lot of resource to start with, and then we can start building like lifting vehicles and such before we go too much higher. We can't go too low either, because I can't modify anything too low, because getting down there is like difficult unless we put the pod down somehow. So we are very limited as to sort of what sort of reach we have at the moment. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the reinforced type. I want this to be strong. I want it to look strong as well. So, okay. For these we need steel plates. So let's make sure we got this correct. So that's the end, that's that, bang. Right, that goes there. Now we're already going to come into some trouble trying to build this thing, which is partly why I'm going with these types of blocks. It's not just the strength, it's also the fact that they have attachment points. So I'm going to go with that. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. So what I'm now going to need to do is put a little ramp on here. Yeah. Okay. It needs to be big enough, like it needs to definitely be tall enough to clear a whole piston, which is 2 blocks, plus a little bit for the head, and an entire drill, which is another 2 blocks. So we're going to have to at least go 2 more blocks higher. So let's plan for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, okay. We're going to go a little higher than 2 blocks higher, just to make sure we've got like enough room. 8, okay. So, keeping up that direction. 1, 2, 3. Let's just check how much we've got there, space-wise. So, let's say those 2 are the drill. These 2 are the piston, and that would be the rotor at the end of it. Okay, that's fine. Rotor at the end, okay. If I can add 2 more, I think I can fit a second piston in. Do you know what? Why not? Okay. Right. We actually are going to have to go up 1 more as well so that we can get to the top and put the rest up. So I think the way to go about that. Let's see, can I put... It's possibly a bit dodgy, but you know what? If it gets me up there. Right. So now what we need is a C shape. Yep. I could do with... Yeah, then I could do some welding here. Right, so now our... I will not be able to reach the top of that from up here, so I'm going to need another scaffold out here. Out there, maybe? Or... let's go to 5. I made that 6, okay. How many of these have I got left? I've got plenty of those left, so I can keep doing this. Right. Yes, I can reach there. Good. 6, right. 6, I said. Oh no, I was just number 8. Okay. Duh. Right, so we're gonna go... Let's just make sure I can see the tube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there should be the C shape. Yeah. This is going to be a relatively small drill system. But, you know, at the moment I need a... Oh, Christ, okay. I don't know what's wrong with these alert messages. They're a bit odd. Okay, now I need a rotor. It's got to be an advanced rotor. It's just a head. That's not good. Rotor. Advanced. Okay. That is perfect. And now we need water, food, general energies. So, sitting here and do all this. How are we for water right now? I can chuck a litre of water straight into my inventory there. 5 sachets of food, which should fill me up quite nicely. And we are going to have to build a proper water system onto here very soon, because I'm just sort of running out of that build queue at the moment. I know it sounds silly, but you know, it's kind of just how it is. Right, so that's in, and now I need to put the pistons in. So piston. I'm also going to need drills, so I might as well just get that onto here. I could do it with small grid drills. It is slightly more efficient, but they're a little less durable, to be honest. Right. Now the question is, if I just slap that on there, eesh, is that going to fit? Do you know what? Even with all of that, it still don't fit. And I've got no idea by how little. You can't. A fair bit. I might have to sort of hand drill out some space underneath there. I always end up having to do this. Really? Okay, I reckon if I raise it from the top a little bit, I think it'll be okay. Yeah, right then. Let's see if that's doable actually from here. Displacement. It's like 40 centimeters of negative displacement. Is it getting light already? We must be like really close to one of the poles. It doesn't seem to stay dark for as long as it's light. So either that or it's my imagination. We did spend quite a long time actually drilling, but... Oh, there we go. Yeah, that works. Right, so... That's one drill in. What I could just do is like push that down, get a load of resources, and then build the other drills with those resources, rather than trying to get it all before we started off once. So that's what we have to weld up. All of this. It's a fair amount. Let's just get on with it. Right, so what's in my build queue right now? Let's take everything out. Right, let's focus on a couple of blocks at a time here. Right, what's the situation? We're going to need that 15k. Oh, that's nearly done. Maybe we still need that 15k first. And we're going to need more. Almost certainly are going to need more just to weld that. I'm not welding all of this stuff up. I'm just like welding up just enough. Okay, interesting. Did it not put any of that into production? It's quite a lot of materials just for one of these blocks. What's in my image? There's like loads of stuff in there. Weird. Right. Now, how do we get to the next one? I think I know. Right. Yeah. Oh. Well, that's not too clever. I can survive that fall. Oh, we're missing like 2 steel plates to do this. Yeah, it's not too bad, that. Right, let's get a couple of steel plates. And then I can just finish that block off and then remove some of that scaffold. Crap. Okay, well, they got the wrong bit. Right. Let's get this right this time. There we go. Right, so that's nearly done as well. I don't know that I got the right one there. Nope, definitely didn't get the right one there. Let's just do one at a time. Right. So that one. So I think that gets worse each time I do it. I'm gonna have to heal myself before I keep bouncing off the frames. There it is. Okay. Getting light already, that's crazy. I guess it was dark quite a lot last episode actually because it was thundering for most of it, so you couldn't really tell. Okay. I can't quite reach that one, so I think we can literally get rid of. Come down here, dark, put a straight block in. No, that doesn't work. Oh well. But if you duck, you don't hurt yourself as much. That's interesting. Right, so what I can do. Oh, I'm out of steel plates, that's why I couldn't place it. Go. I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so we can get that one. Right, so we've got that one. Get that one as well. Oh, lucky. Let's put a bunch of stuff to production, see if we've got enough material still. Barely. Yeah, we like really don't. But actually, where's all the steel? Where's the iron ingots kept? Are we out now? Yeah, we're out now. Okay, we're gonna have to do a bit more mining. Seems to be like the theme tune for this particular series at the moment, but this construction is going to fix that. Okay, that needs steel tubes still, so let's go and get some materials. Right, this is going to take a fair bit more material than what we've got here, so I'm going to come back to you shortly. Right, that should go somewhere. Probably, I don't know about all the way, but it gets us somewhere. Right. So now I've got that lot up, I don't need... Oh, let's be careful how we pull this apart. That's attached to that, which is attached to that, so I can pull all of these. Yeah, that's fine. Right. And I need to add that little ramp back in. Right. Don't need that anymore. Right, so we'll take that and that. And then we're going to have to figure out how to get it all the way up there. Ideally, how to get on top. No, next to. Okay, so let's think about this while I'm here. Well, we've got... that's one too low. We could put a block on top of one of these and then ramp up to get us like really close to there. Right, there we go. Right, so to get up there, I think honestly that's good enough. Can I get one more on without freaking the whole thing out? Yeah, just about. So now I need to, let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. Maybe 6, I'm not sure. We can't hold more than 3 or 4 anyway. Sound engine's been a bit odd. I'm getting like pops instead of certain other sounds. Come on. Give me my materials. Come on. Well, we're not going to be able to pull it all anyway. But I need enough to fill my inventory really to make it worth going up. Okay, I think that's good enough. While I'm welding these up, it'll be producing the rest. I have to be careful because I'm like pretty high up here. that one, that was 4 and 1. That's how far we got. So we also need to put that in, this in, that in. Did I get that? Yeah, I got the head. And that. Welding up the pistons is going to be a little bit of a different situation. That's red. Have we run out of materials already? Really? No, we haven't. Yeah, the sound engine's definitely a bit odd. The putting things to production sound has just turned into like a pop. Don't know if I've ever seen the sky go this red before. It's not 7 Days to Die, there's no Horde Night. Maybe it has done, but I've just been too busy hiding in a hole, or it's been stormy when it's happened. Right, while I wait for that, I need some energy, so... Okay, that red's still gone very yellow now, so I guess in the next colour is blue. Oh, green then blue. It's going through the spectrum properly. Are we actually producing anything right now? It's stopped. Why is it stopped? Because we're out of iron. Again. Already. Let's weld up what we can and then we'll get some more iron. Well, stone. We have to do some painting at some point. I think we'll save that for when I've got some sort of a platform. Okay, we got that far, right. Right, drilling time. We're going to need quite a bit for that, so again, let's come back when it's done. Right, so we've got a bunch more of that stuff. And hopefully we can get this done. If we can get this one done, then we can use what it can gather to build the rest of the drills, and then they will gather the rest of the stuff I need to probably build that wall. Okay, we're a couple of parts short of that piston. I must have put something back while I was drilling. Turn the lights off. I'm hoping I don't need to go back into that hole again because it's dark and deep and there's a lot of running backwards and forwards. It gets a bit boring. I've turned the view distance down a little bit, so in the meantime what I did is I went out and turned the view distance down just a touch. We can still see some asteroids, so I've got a better idea of what's close. But we're not putting too much strain on the engine. We didn't get a crash, but I just took the opportunity to just lighten the load a little bit. I mean, the system can handle it, but obviously the render engine's 10 years old, and I don't think the engine itself can properly handle it. So we'll see how we go. I mean, we were at 120 frames per second the whole time before, which is ideal, really. Oh, we need to take down that top row, actually. We're going to have to build proper scaffolding around all of this eventually, so like permanent sort of type scaffolding. Right. Now what I can do is hopefully... I can't get close enough. Okay. We need a half block in there or something. I don't want it to disturb too much what's going on here. But okay, we want got all of that done. That we need, and it's that we need. That at the bottom should be quite easy to reach. So, well, with just a teeny bit of tinkering. Okay, we're gonna have to put that into production. So this is like a very small mini sort of drill system. Once we've got like really decent sort of building equipment, I can start looking at making much bigger ones. And this one will be somewhat height limited. I mean, what I could do is I could make this really long anyway, out this way. And have it so that if it comes like close to here, it turns around, goes back the other way, rather than relying on it have to go in a full circle. But for the time being, just for now, we can make it like just this wide. Drill out a hole, like just a decent sized hole. And then we could use that hole for something later on, like some sort of underground bunker. Something to keep a survival kit safe in. Or like a ship launch chamber or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm making all this stuff up as I go along right now. Coming up later in this episode as well, we had a Ask Me Anything question about my computer. So we'll be looking at that shortly. And again, any other Ask Me Anything questions from any of you about anything, it doesn't have to necessarily be like on topic, it could be anything. Just pop a comment onto this video with AMA, capital letters, and then your question. I'll do my best to answer it on the next video. Right. Okay, taking this bit down is going to be a bit iffy, but yeah, that's why it's going to be a bit iffy. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I should be able to take all of that down from here. Right, that's perfect. I still need to build something to get up there, so we're going to just pop a little ramp on this. There, like that. Okay. We need that. It's just that, and then the other thing I can build for the ground. That's fine. While we're at it, after restarting, it still hasn't fixed that weird sound issue. It's a bit odd. It's not as bad as the old realistic sound issue where if I jumped, it would double up all of the sounds. So we're actually playing this in realistic mode now. Oh, the sun's actually coming over the horizon now. You can see it creeping down the tower. Right. Oh, I've also turned on meteor storms. So for that reason, we probably definitely want to have our residents a little bit separated from this main base. Because meteor storms always sort of happen in your vicinity. We don't have anything to shoot them down with right now either, so we definitely are going to have to get some magnesium soon and put some turrets up, which means we have to do more piping, which means we need much better means of getting up high. But for the time being, we could put some maybe ground level turrets up. And because all of this is connected together, it's one grid. Well, there's a subgrid, but it's still part of the same grid system. We must be short on iron again. Okay. We do have to do more mining. Yeah. We're just a little short. Okay, how far short are we? I could do some deconstructing. So let's put this into disassemble mode. And put all of them on. We are going to need them again eventually, but we can make them again. I need them, and them. We'll put them on. How many more of these can we disassemble? That's all of them. Okay. That's everything I can afford to disassemble right now. Oh, what about tools? Assemble those. And that. And another one of those. Guess not. Right. Back to assembly mode. Can we get enough just to make that thing functional? I guess not. Ah, no. Okay. Right. Drills. I'm not going to cut you off on this one. It's not going to be much.
Full.
Probably like 2 trips maybe, if that. Right, let's keep our eyes open for meteor storm warnings. Not that it's going to make a lot of difference. I mean, I guess the main thing if a meteor storm came down is for me not to get hit by it. As long as it doesn't devastate. Right, as I was saying, as long as it doesn't devastate both the survival kit and the assembler at the same time, which is quite unlikely because they are separated a little bit, then we should be able to recover from whatever happens as long as I'm still alive. But if I get hit and the survival kit gets taken out, then we can't recover. I'm just going to pick up what I've done here and just top that off. Should probably do it. I think that's enough to get my drill functional. It's enough to finish the drill. Okay. Wonderful. Right, so now what I can do is just manually do a push on this. So let's find our pistons. Let's name them. So piston 1. Oh, no, don't give them a number like that. Piston 1, piston 2, Actually, let's do this right. Because God knows how many we're going to have eventually. Little drill, pistons. Right. Okay, now both of these we're going to go with a slow speed. So velocity, keep it in the negatives for the moment. 0.1, that'll do. Maximum distance is 10, that's fine. Right. So, I'm going to put the word drill, LG, on LD, little drill. Right, there we go. Now drill, LD drill, rotor, LD advanced rotor. So now if we search LD, we should see all the components of that. Yep, okay, and L little drill. Right, so that's everything there. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the drill on. And we are, yeah, it's doing something. And we're going to reverse this piston. Nice and slow. Now I need to keep an eye on this cargo. I mean, I'm not going to fill up the entire cargo with one push of that drill, so... Yeah, it's still like going straight into the refinery at the moment. Once the refinery is filled up, it should start backing up into here. We have to do the second one as well at some point. You don't get much for the top layer though. Okay, that's starting to build up there. Once that number's stopped going up, we can then do the second piston. Okay, that's going back down now, that's good. Right, so piston number 2, reverse. Inventory, large. We're probably in proper stone by now. We're not going to get a lot. Theoretically, we should have got organics from the very top surface, but I guess you don't in the desert sand. Maybe over like the grassy bits. Although it's possible that the AQD vanilla ore distribution mod might be interfering with that bit. Okay, got 100k of stone. It's not a lot. I mean, we don't have yield modules on or anything, so, but yield modules don't really impact stone anyway. Get 200 or 300k, I think we'll be quite happy with that. That should be plenty to build our next few drills with. Once we've expanded it, we can start looking at putting timers on and just have it constantly pull a little bit of stone in as and when the inventory gets low enough. I think we'll try not to fill the inventory more than, say, I don't know, a quarter full with stone. Right, that must be maxed out now, so I can turn a drill. Let's reverse the pistons first. Then we'll turn the drill off. Just so it doesn't go slamming into the floor in the meantime while we're reaching for the pistons. So that's like about a 20-meter deep hole, that. Not something I want to fall in. So if I fall in that, the only way I'm getting out is to drill my way out. Like by digging over towards there, maybe. But now imagine that multiplied by more, like 4 or 5 in a full circle. It's going to be a decent amount of materials. And this is an incredibly basic build. Right, so what's next? We need to queue up a bunch of drills, so they take steel plates to put them up, so let's just grab a bunch of steel plates, so like 5. So let's try and get these lined up so they're the same. I could space them, but I've always found that when you do that, you do get little ridges in the sand, and it can sometimes get a little stuck on them. Okay, we've got some material down there that's in the way. Okay, that's about as many as we're going to get in there and have it be able to actually go round. So that's fine for now. If we want to expand, like I said before, we could bring these out the opposite side, like as far as we want, and just swing it so it goes around, stops, and then goes back. So that's what we could do for expanding this later on. For now, this is fine. Right, so let's get these queued in. I know I could have just clicked the same one 4 times, but like, this is just good practice. Right, so they've been put to production. Hopefully there should be enough materials in the inventory now to do that. Once I've got these done, we'll put an event controller in and a timer block. Timer block will tell the piston to expand every now and again. The event controller will tell the whole system to be either on or off depending on cargo capacity. Cargo capacity less than 25% on, greater than 25% off. And if we find that our materials that we've refined from the stone starts to get a bit in the way of that, we can increase that percentage. Right. Okay. While we wait for this, so we have the Ask Me Anything question from That Sick Reaper and Shadowless Nevermore, who both asked, can we see your God tier PC? Yes, you can. So yeah, don't let that be too much of a template, because this is an extremely overkill build. I mean, I'd be the first to admit that I could have done this with a hell of a lot less. But like, once in a lifetime sort of thing, you want to build your Halo build. Halo as in top tier, not the game. You could run Halo on a potato. Right, what's holding this all up? It's working its way through slowly. It's just going to take a little while to get the materials. So what I might want to do while we wait, right, while I wait for the rest of these materials, I'm going to go and see if I can get some magnesium. How's our battery on here? We're full. Lovely. So let's take us off recharge. Put our engines on. Unlock. This thing is so drifty. So rubbish. Right. Nearest magnesium that I'm aware of was, 13 kilometers over in that direction. After that assert base. I'm going to head in a slightly different direction and see if we can't find some magnesium that way. Just make sure we're on maximum ore detector. Yes, we are. So we really have to dodge these bases while we're out looking for stuff. It would be nice if I could find some stuff closer. I mean, I could have built the base closer to the materials and done a run for water every now and again. But honestly, it's not a very good idea, really. Because you don't die from running out of magnesium or cobalt, you do die from running out of water. Okay, let's keep our eyes open for MG markers. I'm staying as low to the ground as I can so we can pick up anything that's like a little bit deeper down. Tend to find that large deposits though show up quite high up. But I don't want to chance it too much. Yeah, I could just fly right over something and not notice it. I've just got to be careful not to scrape the bottom of my pod off. Nothing yet. If we don't find what we're looking for pretty soon, I'm going to start circling around to the magnesium that we know we found. It's like over there. So I can miss that base now. Strong signal detected. What strong signal? It's a GPS marker for something, but it's an enemy something, I think. Silicon. Come on, there's never just one thing. Iron. Might be worth marking that iron. Cobalt. No, it's too close to the other one I found. There's really no point marking two of them in one place. It's probably the same one that we actually mined last time. Must be quite a large deposit. Okay, how many actual research bases have we got? We have two within current antenna range. silicon iron again. Right, we're 2 k's away from that magnesium there, which doesn't put us too close to that base, so I think we should be okay. We're not going to need a hell of a lot. I mean, my experience says that magnesium goes quite a long way. Right, do we need to start slowing down? I'm not pressing to slow down or anything, I'm just literally like pressing nothing right now. Okay, it's... there it is. Something's popped up in my view there. Oh, there's another enemy base there, like 2 k's out. That is not good. Right, where's this magnesium? I'm going to park myself here. Oh, I need to put the antenna on. Okay. I'm going to go about 250, 300 meters. There is something 2.3 k's out there. Right, it's 100 meters that way. So let's keep the thingy right here. Okay. Do I have any of these on me? No, I'm empty. Okay. First thing I need to do is deposit everything in there. Oh, I'm thirsty apparently. Where's all our water? Oh. Right. So let's get drilling down. Just got to make sure I don't accidentally join these 2 tunnels up. Oh, there's the magnesium. This will do. Right, let's try and open this up a bit. Right. Got a little bit of stone in there, it's not the end of the world. Right. That should be smooth enough for next time. Right, we're going to get a couple of loads of this. 2, maybe 3. Oh, we've got a lot of research bases around. At some point, we're going to have to try and figure out a way of taking those out or staying out of the way. If you stay out of the way, they tend to leave you alone, but if you get a bit accidentally too close, you can irritate them and they can call help. And that raises you on their sort of I don't like you list. Right, so this will do, it's like about 6-7k of magnesium ore, which should translate to enough for a decent amount of ammunition to get us started. It's about the only thing it's good for, so okay, we've filled everything up, I guess. Let's see what we've got in inventory wise. Magnesium, cockpit, it's full, connector, it's full. Yeah, we've got plenty here. We're not going to be able to carry any more of it. Right then, engines on, unlock, turn to face home, let's go around this way. Got a helicopter over here because forward thrust isn't enough to go uphill. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, whoa. That was a bit close. Right, so it should be a straight shot this way until we get to that marker, and then to home from there. Provided nothing else spawns in the meantime. This is a very wibbly desert. This is like a proper deserty bit. Apparently there's some much bigger ones of these as well. Oh, there's another magnesium deposit. Right, okay, that's possibly handy. It's quite close to this one. Right, now we should be able to head straight home. Right, so our connector still isn't fully connected up yet, and I think we'll have to raise that connector as well at some point, but not just this minute. Oh, we touched the ground. Oops. Go. I think we can probably leave the batteries on auto. I reckon, yeah, fully recharge in 8 minutes because the amount of recharging we've got going on here. Right, let's take out our okay. Okay, that's enough. That's all of it, I think. Right, so now we need to grab these and build these drills. Is not fall down this hole. I may have to cordon off the hole because, well, I have a habit of falling in. Why have I got 2 of these things in? This is all weird. Cannot withdraw 1 steel plate. Well, screw 1 steel plate, that's enough as it is. If In fact, let's just turn these on and push them down. Right. So this we're gonna have to label these drills. Hold D. How did I do the other one? Yeah. Okay. It's like a stutter. Right. And that one could be drills. Right, and then little drill needs to have. Where are you? And these added to the list. Okay, so LD drills, we'll turn them on, and then there we go. Little drill pistons, where are you? Piston 1. We shall reverse you. And then we'll keep an eye on these things. It's going to get quieter. There you go. I think we're starting to bottom out. Yeah, we've bottomed out. So I will reverse both of these. We'll leave the drill running while it comes back out. Yeah, I definitely am going to need to... yeah. I think once we've got it going in a full circle, we could put a little bit of like a ladder thing on the side, so we could use it as an elevator down. And then once the hole's complete, we can keep it. Yeah, it's still drilling little bits of stone on the way back up. Right. Now we can turn the drills off. Set up this rotor as well. So the rotor is going to need... See, torque's fine. Braking torque needs to be quite high, so it can stop itself. Velocity will be quite low. Let the rotor lock on for the minute. Right, this is where I need to figure this out. So we want to go around slowly so we can make the most of the stone that we're getting. If you whiz over too quickly, you kind of just blitz it and you don't really get the maximum out of it. So I think maybe like a minute to go in a circle is probably reasonable. So if we do this as 1 RPM, that's for a full circle. And then I can set a timer block to go down once a minute. Or maybe once a minute and 10 seconds, just to get a bit of overlap in there. So we don't end up with any ridginess going on. That should be fine. Rotor displacement's okay as it is. We can increase the rotor displacement a little later on just to get a little bit more out of it. It won't get much, but it's something. Okay, so that's that. So next we are going to need... Is that going to be able to go all the way around safely? I think what we do is we set that turning and just get it going around. So, inventory, oh no, what am I doing? Control panel, rotor, drills first. On, rotor, unlock. Because it's going to get stuck a few times on the way around for the first run because it's going against all of that. So it might put the timing off, so I want to get round at least a couple of times before it starts like doing its timed stuff. You see it there, it's getting like paused every now and again. Especially on these higher bits. Once we've got a smooth surface that's underneath it, it should just go around smoothly. Right, it should basically be, yeah, it's got little bits to do there. Okay, we can leave that going. How's our cargo? Because we just took a whole top layer off that. We've took a fair bit of that. Right, while that's going around, let's get this, get the pistons and stuff set up. So both of these pistons, we'll set them to have a maximum distance of 0, minimum distance also of 0. And now what we need on our toolbar is a timer and an event controller. I should really put those into here, so event and timer. I think we'll go to half full. Right. So where do we put these? Where's a good sensible place to put some controlling blocks? I think about here. So that's one event controller. One timer. Okay, let's set the event controller up first. So cargo field, yeah, that's fine. Greater than or equal to 50. Come on, 50%, right? And let's pick what we want to have included in that. So cargo, there we go. So the 2 large cargo containers. Yeah, that's fine. And gate. Right, that's fine. Right, so let's get into actions. So there's a little drill. Right, so little drill, toggle block off, toggle block on. That's all it has to do. Right, so now what we do, that AND gate, I'm not sure if that means all of them have to be, or if like any of them have to be. We'll find out. But little drill also needs to have these 2 blocks included, so Where's our event controller on here? So LD event controller. Where's the timer block? Where's our timer block? There we are. LD timer block. Right, so little drill can have that, and that also included. Oh no, we don't want to include that. If the event controller's turned off, it can't action, so that would be silly. Right, so at the moment that's just spinning around, doing its thing. Like 1 revolution per minute. So the timer block, what this needs to do is, where are you? Timer block, okay. I'm already on it, of course. Duh, make it silent. Delay 1 minute and 10 seconds. We'll go to, yeah, so we have some overlap. Let's make it 1 minute and 15. Set up actions. So every time it does the 1 minute 15, pistons will increase maximum distance. That's all it has to do. Now what I can do is I can set those pistons into reverse so they're in positive and just leave it to it. It should drill until the cargo gets a bit too full, and then it'll stop until the cargo gets a bit empty. Which means at some point it's going to be like on off, on off, on off, on off, but it should keep the cargo nicely filled until we get like more than we can handle. Right, so now what I need to do is start. Oh, we've got that. Okay, I think this is probably a good place to leave this one because we've done quite a bit here. So next time what we need to do is look at, well, we don't need a mining pod now. We do have like stuff to get from further away occasionally, but not immediately now. Next time we definitely need to put some defences on here, so we're going to have to look at getting some piping in. We're going to need to build some kind of a lift vehicle, something that can carry cargo but also get us up high, so that we can start putting in our piping, putting in our turrets, welding up the important stuff, seeing if we can close this on, and then once this building's done we can start looking at our habitation. That'll be a few episodes down the line. So with that, I'm going to go get back into my pod and I will catch you all next time.